Hi friends, today we are going to be discuss about the microwave frequency measurements. So here our objective is to determine the frequency and wavelength of microwave in the rectangular waveguide, and here we will use the waveguide mode, that is transverse electric mode, and transverse electric mode, which is TE10 mode. So the component required for this experiment, that is Klystron power supply, Klystron tubes, Klystron mounts, isolators, frequency meters, variable attenuator, detectors, waveguides, stands, movable sorts, VSWR meters, mesh termination, shorted sections to enable props. So now come to the description of individual component. So this is our Klystron, the Klystron power supply, which is having has a built-in modulation facility for the amplitude and frequency. Amplitude modulation can be applied within 0 to 110 volt and square wave with the frequency of 500 Hz to 2.5 kHz. This amplitude modulation is generally used along with the VSWR meters. Actually, the power supply, this Klystron power supply, this power Klystron supply also provide all the DC voltage required for the operations of reflex Klystron tubes such as beam, heater, reflector voltage. The range of all these voltage are given by the specifications of the data sheets. Now come to the, this is your Klystron tubes, Klystron mounts, we can say that. Okay, this is a cooling fan. Now here you can see that this is your isolator. This stage is a isolator. So this is a two-port device which provide very small amount of attenuations for the transmissions of from port 1 to port 2 and provide maximum attenuations from port 2 to 1. It is very much desirable when we want to match a source and to the variable load. It is allow power flow only from generator toward the load and suppress the reflected power. Whatever the power which is coming from the reflector side, it will be suppressed. So this is the role of your isolators. Now come to the next stage, that is a variable attenuator. So this is our variable attenuators. In a variable attenuator, this is the waveguide piece having a groove and lateral side. By rotating the screw, the depth of penetration of resistive pad changes. Here, once you once you rotating the screw, the depth of penetration of resistive pad changes, thereby introducing some attenuations. Attenuations are commonly used for measuring the power or loss in the dB, for providing isolations between the instrument, for reducing the power into the particular stage of the prevent. Variable attenuator provide continuous or stepwise variable attenuations. So this is the role of your variable attenuations. Now come to the frequency meter. This is the frequency meters required to measure the. It is also called wave meters. Usually it is constructed. Its construction is cylindrical cavity mounted on the shafts, and by rotating the shaft, the volume in the cavity change and it become resonant and give minimum impedance at the resonant frequency. The scale calibrated here, and resonant frequency, minimum frequency can be directed right from the scale after the observing the dip of the output power. So this is the role of your variable attenuators. Now come to the measurements of microwave, which is frequency measurement. So for measuring the frequency, now this is the block diagram. Now you can see that how do we can measure the frequency. Now so this is the block diagram. First one is the Klystron power supply, Klystron mount, Klystron tubes, isolators, variable attenuator, frequency meter, slotted sections, and VSWR meters. So now this you can see that here a Klystron power supply, Klystron mount, isolators, frequency variable attenuators, frequency meters. This is the slotted sections, mesh terminations, and this is your VSWR meters. So now with the help of this microwave test bench, we have to measure the Klystron frequency. So now here we have taken the TE 10 mod, that means lambda c is equal to 2a, where a is the waveguide dimensions, that is here we have kept a is equal to 22.86 mm, and so here we have to measure the frequency. The formula for lambda z, that is guided wavelength, is by 2 is equal to d2 minus d1 into centimeter, or lambda z is equal to 2 times of d2 minus d1 centimeters. So now here we can measure the distance in the equations, and in the now what we can do, once we switch on the power supply, okay, initially what we have to do, once switch on, what we can do, here we just move our these slotted sections, okay. Once we shift these slotted sections, and we will see the reading of VSWR meter. Once we will get one deep from left to right, we can note it down, the distance, that is d2, okay. So that distance we can measure here. We can take it's a 10.5. Now again we can shift, and we can see the deflection in VSWR meter, and we have to measure the deflections. Then now we can see at some value, certain value, we will get at the point of d1, that is around 9 point something, 9 point it's a 5, around you will get two value, d1 and d2, okay. So here you have to calculate d1 and d2 first, then after you will able to find out the guided wavelength, okay. So here the guided wavelength lambda z is equal to 2 times, suppose d1 is a 10.5 centimeter, and d2 is a 10.5 centimeter, and this is 9.41 centimeter. So here you can get lambda g, and you know that this formula, lambda g is equal to lambda naught upon 1 minus lambda upon lambda c का whole square. So here you can see that lambda c is equal to 2a. So 2 times of this value you can calculate, its value will be 22.86 into 2, that is lambda c. So you know the value of lambda z, you know the value of lambda c, you can calculate the lambda naught. So once you can calculate lambda naught, you can easily calculate your frequency, which is equal to lambda that is here. This is the readings which is coming. Now you can see while drawing the outputs, you can see the frequency, how you can calculate. We know the relationship between the frequency versus frequency is equal to velocity of light into lambda naught. So already you have calculated the value of lambda naught, okay. So like this you can calculate your value, and this value will be finally you can calculate. So only the slotted sections will keep a very important role for measuring the frequency of TE10 waveguide mode. So hope guys you will understand this experiment. Thank you so much.